5 fitness myths that'll probably shock you, because they shocked me too, and I used to believe every single one of them. There is so much information nowadays on social media with fitness, and honestly, that is great that we are all able to have access to literally anything within like 5 seconds. But it also makes it confusing because you don't know what to believe. And you're probably like, well, why should I believe you? Well, don't believe me. Do your own research, question anything I say, question anything everybody says. My name is Grace Chen. I am a personal trainer online and in person. I work with a lot of clients who come to me with all these myths and questions, and I just try to make everything as clear as possible to help them kind of understand what to believe and what not to believe. Fitness myth number 1, protein shakes make you fat. Oh my god, this makes me so mad. No, protein shakes do not make you fat. The only single thing that can make you fat is eating more calories than you burn. That's it. Hypothetically, if the protein shakes that you're drinking are making you go over your calories by the end of the day, yes, you will gain weight. But it's not because of the protein, it's because you went over your calories. We all burn a certain amount of calories just by living, just breathing, your body functioning. That's called your BMR, okay? You take that, you take your activity level, you combine the two, that's your maintenance calories. Maintenance calories is the calories that you eat to stay at the same weight. This, when you're eating at a maintenance calorie, you will not gain weight. If you eat just 1 calorie over your maintenance calories every single day, you will gain weight, and that's called a caloric surplus. That's the only way you can gain weight. Now, the only way to lose weight is a caloric deficit. So you take your maintenance and you eat below that. Normally 200 to 500 below your maintenance calories. That is the only way you can gain or lose weight. Protein shakes are just there to help you meet your protein goal. When you're trying to build muscle, you need protein. Protein is probably the most important thing your body needs. That's what creates your blood, your hormones, your bones, your muscles, your organs, your skin, your hair, everything. Protein shakes are actually very beneficial to hit your protein goal every single day. In a perfect world, getting all of our food from protein would be perfect. It would be fantastic. But there's this thing called life that gets in the way, and sometimes we just can't eat all of the protein just from our meals. So that's when protein shakes come in handy. And majority of protein shakes are 150 to like less than 200 calories, which is not a lot if your maintenance level is like 2,000. If you're trying to lose fat and you're trying to gain muscle, you need protein. So if you're trying to lose fat, eat in a caloric deficit, eat below your maintenance calories, eat less calories than you burn. Those are all definitions of a caloric deficit, and hit your protein goal. So for protein, you normally want about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So for instance, I'm 115 pounds, so I need 115 grams of protein. But for me, I want to gain weight. I want to be about 120, 125, 130. So since I have a goal weight and I don't want to stay at the weight that I am, I'm going to eat my goal weight protein. So that would be like 130 grams of protein. So same thing, if you're trying to lose weight, take that goal weight and that's how much protein you need. If you're 150 pounds but you want to be 130 pounds, eat 130 grams of protein every single day. That's when the protein shakes come in handy. Fitness myth number 2, sweat belts. Waist trainers do not work. And don't worry, I got sucked into this too. I used to use that Sweet Sweat religiously. I would freaking rub that stuff on my stomach, put the belt on, and go do my cardio. And I felt so happy taking it off and seeing all that sweat drip off. When you're sweating, that's your body's way of trying to cool itself down. You're not melting any fat off. The way we get rid of fat, obviously caloric deficit and exercise, is the only thing to trigger it, but the way we lose it is carbon dioxide. We breathe out the fat. And no, breathing harder does not make you lose fat. You have to be in a caloric deficit. If you weigh yourself before you work out and then you weigh yourself after, if you're somebody who sweats a lot, you will lose weight. But it won't be fat, it'll be water weight. I'm not saying sweating is bad, it's great. I think it's a great way to determine the intensity of your workout. Like if you are breaking a sweat, you're doing good. It's probably very intense for your skill level. Fitness myth number 3, you can get rid of hip dips. No, you cannot at all, okay? Hip dips are pretty much the structure of our pelvic bone. We cannot change our skeletal structure. It is the way it is. That's never gonna change. Hip dips is pretty much, I'll put a picture right here so you guys can see. But the reason it dips right there is because your muscle doesn't grow there. So it's never gonna grow there. I think people just need to come to terms and accept the fact that their muscle just doesn't grow there. That's just how your pelvic bone is. But you can make it look more appealing, okay? Then you you would do those glute focusing exercises like hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, any kind of abduction. The ones that I just named weren't abductions. That's like all whole glute exercises. Abductions is anything where you're like kicking out to the side. So hip abduction machine, side laying hip raise, side laying hip abduction. There's one that's like huge right now on like the cable glute medius kickback workout thing. It's like all over TikTok. All those are great for building muscle, not building muscle. They're great for just making it look toned and strong. It's never gonna grow in that dip though. Just keep that in mind. Like, you're never gonna get muscle there unless you get surgery. I mean, even if you do surgery, it's a fat that goes there, not muscle. So it's almost impossible to completely get rid of it. So I would just come to terms with it, accept it, and just see what you can do to improve it. I have hip dips. Fitness tip number 4, cardio will kill your gains. They will not, actually. Majority of my fitness journey, I always believed that you can do steady state cardio, so walking on the treadmill, something very, very low intensity for a long period of time. That's supposed to kick into your fat sources and burn fat, right? Or there's HIIT workout, which is high intensity interval training. Pretty much exactly what it is, high intensity intervals. You could do like sprints on a treadmill, you could do like 30 seconds, just like max effort, 100% effort, and then 30 seconds just like walking, catching your breath. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 30 seconds on. So recently what I've learned, actually I learned from Ryan Humiston. Go check out his videos. He is freaking awesome. I love his videos. He's hilarious. Definitely trustworthy. You can believe what he says. He doesn't know who I am. I just love his content. He was saying that if you do 5 to 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, like 100% intensity, like you should feel like shit. And that's supposed to somehow increase fat loss. I don't know the science behind this one. I've been doing it and it's been kicking my ass. Fitness myth number 5. Lifting weights makes you bulky. I ain't even gonna lie. Building muscle is hard. No, it's not hard. It takes longer than fat loss. Fat loss can happen very, very quickly, depending on how much effort you're putting in, how consistent you are, if you're truly eating in a caloric deficit. I say that because it's very easy to have those hidden calories make you go over your caloric deficit. So things like condiments, syrups, salad dressing, oils, like cooking with oils, drinks, sodas, juices, little things like that, little things that you're picking on throughout the day, like your kids' food, your husband's food, your boyfriend's food. All those little things will add up at the end of the day, and it could be like an extra 200-300 calories, and that's very, very high if you're trying to eat in a caloric deficit. So just try to be more mindful of those things. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, so building muscle. Building muscle takes time. It takes intensity, it takes time, and it takes protein. So to get ripped and bulky and shredded, and like, that takes a lot of effort, and I'm gonna be honest, most people aren't willing to even put in that effort, so I wouldn't even worry about that. It's hard to get to that level, and to be afraid of it is pointless. For more fitness tips like this, check out the link in my bio to my programs. And if you're interested in doing one-on-one coaching with me, whether it's in person, online, click that same link in my bio, send me an email, tell me your problems, tell me where you're at, tell me where you're trying to be, and let's try to get your health back on track. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.